That'll do me for the time being. I'll give you $1,000 if you bring it down, you little monkey.
She's thinking about it.
Looks like I've lost a scarf.
Not to worry, Stevie. Well done, though. Thanks for that. It is 8:09 now. Well, fashion designer Alana Hill has been slammed for making light of the sexual harassment lawsuit involving former David Jones boss Mark McGuinness. Here's what she had to say.
Unfortunately, I like Mark McGuinness so much that I can't see beyond it. I wish I did invited me to the Bondi flat. I never got invited.
My business partners told me not to speak because when I do speak, the wrong words seem to come out. But like I've said before, I like Mark McGuinness so much, and I wanted, I sort of wanted him to marry me.
And $37 million is a lot of cash, though, to be talking about.
That she's dreaming. Dreaming. Who's going to give her that? Just for a little bit of a...
I'd like to sell $37 million worth of clothes.
No. Why can't I take it seriously? I'm flawed. I've got a flawed nature. There, I've said it. But are they serious?
Yeah.
Yes, there's something wrong with me, clearly. Tasmania.
Well, Alana Hill also went on to say, I encourage sexual advances. I wish he'd touched me up. I threw myself at him. It should be pointed out that Alana Hill later apologised, but many say that she was making light of what is a very big issue. Now, surveys show that 28% of women have experienced sexual harassment in the workplace. But last financial year, the Human Rights and Equal Opportunity Commission received just 209 complaints. Less than 1 in 3 victims report sexual harassment to their employer. Most women say they don't speak up because they don't have faith in the process and are worried about the effect it may have on their careers. For more, I'm joined by Tim Legge from online training and compliance provider Learning Seat. Tim, these are really worrying statistics. Tell me, why do you think so few women report being sexually harassed?
Well, you hit the nail on the head when it's the concern about the negative impact on their careers, their finances. I think most women and men, it affects men as well, just want to get on with their jobs and they don't want to be in the position that they're in.
What exactly constitutes sexual harassment? Because one person's sexual harassment seems to be another person's light flirting.
Yeah. Well, the Sexual Discrimination Act of 1984 is very clear. Sexual harassment is any act of a sexual nature that is unwelcome, and any reasonable person is likely to find the behaviour offensive, intimidating or humiliating.
And that can be different for everyone.
Well, that's the unwelcome part. What one person might find unwelcome, another person like perhaps Alana Hill might find welcome. So it is a vexed issue.
What is the best course of action? Because you can understand, you know, if you've just started in a job and you want to impress your boss or your bosses, you want to have a smooth path. And putting your hand up and saying, I think I've just been sexually harassed, is probably going to put a great big stop to your career at that particular place. So what should women do if they want to stay in a job or in a company, but they want to make sure that the environment is a healthy one?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, most good sexual harassment policies will recommend that step 1 is to familiarise yourself with the company policy. Step 2 is to approach the person if you feel that you can and let them know that the behaviour that they're experiencing is not acceptable to you. And often that will actually alleviate the problem. If you don't feel like you can talk to the person, or you've tried that and it hasn't stopped the behaviour, then the next step is usually to make an internal formal complaint. A lot of businesses, unfortunately, don't necessarily have a complaints handling procedure, don't have a policy set up for this type of stuff. And so if you've either tried those things or you don't feel like you've got an avenue to complain, the next step is to get some advice. And there are actually anti-discrimination commissions in every state in the country who do great work and can provide any of your viewers who feel like they're in this situation with advice about what to do. And bodies like the Australian Human Rights Commission actually have a free complaints handling procedure for people to complain externally if they've exhausted all avenues within their organisation.
What sort of effect, two things in the last 2 days, what sort of effect do you think Alana Hill's comments will have, and what sort of effect do you think a $37 million claim will have on the issue?
Well, look, the first question is I'm very concerned by comments like that, and I'm afraid it actually represents a significant lack of knowledge about the issue in the community at large, and particularly amongst employees and employers. People just don't know what sexual harassment is, and particularly the implications of it. The Australian Productivity Commission estimates that sexual harassment and bullying and harassment more broadly cost the Australian economy between $6 and $13 billion annually in lost productivity.
So that's people just not turning up to work because they don't want to deal with it?
Absenteeism, employee turnover, sickness, and even work cover claims. So this is a major issue. And any experts will tell you that the impacts that victims can have on their health, their emotional health, their psychological health, their physical health, even in terms of insomnia, anxiety, depression, can be very serious indeed. I've been amazed listening to Talkback Radio over the past 24 hours, listening to people who think what's happened to Christy Fraser-Kirk is trivial. And the reality is very different from that. I think in answer to your second question about the 37 million, obviously that's a very grandiose number. But what Christy's done is she's put this very serious issue squarely in the public focus. And that's why I think she's a very brave girl. She's put herself under all sorts of public scrutiny and pressure. But the very fact that we're sitting here having this conversation about this important issue is as a result of her action. So I commend her for it.
She's certainly shone a light on the subject. Tim Legge, thanks very much for your insight.
Pleasure.
Over to you, Carl.
Yeah, talking about it led to a little bit more knowledge. Two of Tinseltown's highest paid actresses have been feuding over the role of a lifetime, the chance to play the gorgeous Elizabeth Taylor in a movie about her life. Today's Alison Fletcher has all of the details.